106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to episode number 4. That's right, number 4. We're your hosts Peter Benici and
Lil Dazil, bringing you a relevant commentary on all things pop culture and relationships.
I got it wrong last week.
You did. You fucked up.
I got it very wrong. I was excited. It was new. I was nervous.
Aw.
How was your week, man?
Been a fucking week. Had a pretty shit go to start.
I think we both did.
It was really, really slow for me and I was feeling not so great. And then on Thursday, I got like my end of year placement review and I did shithouse, especially on my self-reflective skills, which I'm like, that is my only skill. Please rephrase. And it just...
Oh, so they hit you right in the, like, your key
my
zone.
NADS equivalent, yeah.
Oh.
But today called my other supervisor and she was like, no, I spoke to him. He's wrong. And that was nice. And I got
shit.
a paid placement opportunity.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, which is super rare in psych. So
Yeah.
chuffed.
Wow,
but that's the only turnover for the week.
Oh no, I'm trying to find claps. How do I not have one positive? I've got like the loser
Praise
one.
me. You can do that too. I mean, I got terrible feedback. I did bad. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Oh,
Could have failed placement.
Well, that's awesome. Obviously, don't say where.
No,
Pod,
nah,
but,
I won't. I'm very excited as a behaviour support practitioner.
Means are you gonna support my bad behaviour
And if you let me.
in practice?
I'm so surprised I could wink. I'm not good at it. How was your week?
I can do one. I can't do the other. I can't do this one. For people listening, that was me just thinking. No, I can't. I don't know why I've always been able to do that one. But
probably because it's like a non-dominant side, though, right? It's the same as how like closing one hand is like easier with one and the other less so. Or like maybe doing, I don't know.
Okay, these are more psych things that I don't know. I feel like
I don't think they're psych things.
Equally.
I think it's just like I realize when I'm inept at things, so I'm like very hyped.
You're just fucking unco.
Yeah,
that's what.
That's it.
Now I'm gonna. What do I look like when I wink? That would freak you out, right? If I was working my hand.
Please don't ever
wink at because I do it at work all the time.
Well, if you do the finger guns, it sort of makes it acceptable. So like that.
You know, I see you're often like if you're moving, you're carrying something.
So, why would you wink at people?
Say hi.
Why? You could literally just do a head nod. I feel like a head nod would be more sufficient.
I feel like my head nods aren't, they're not fucking, word I'm looking for. They're not obvious enough.
How do you nod in a workplace that's not obvious? Like,
I don't know. Because I feel like it needs to be loud, like a loud nod.
If they don't hear my nod, what's going to happen?
Yeah. That sounds insane. But that's my thought process, everyone. Back away from
I like it. It's good.
Do we want to go straight into this week's topics or?
Yeah, so you haven't even said about your week. You just said.
Oh, did I? Because my week doesn't matter.
No, let's talk about it a little bit.
My week, mate. I have developed a really, really, really big problem with spending money on collectibles, getting out of control.
How are we going to combat this as an issue?
So I've implemented a system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only allowed to buy one collectible transformer per week.
I think that's actually a really good system, and also
sorry, not per week. My bad.
Don't say day, because okay, good. Okay, good. Because I was gonna say if it was per no.
Yeah. So there's behind. No one can see it. Oh, you can actually. They're there. There's like a revived market for to scale replicas of the cartoon. Yeah, cartoon transformer replicas, and they're amazing. You know, they're actually not made by Hasbro. It's all like aftermarket shit. No,
I love that that's something. I'm sorry, my eyes probably look like they were glazing over. It's really cool that you have something.
I could hear the entire audience just glaze over and be like, shut the fuck up.
No, because if you're passionate about something and you like it, that in itself is awesome. And you are. Spending habits less so. So it's good that you've reduced it.
Like,
no, that's going to be fucking huge.
$50 each, and the Optimus Prime is $200. And that I found a cheap one. So I was going to go to Box Hill.
I think I spend that much on food from Uber Eats every week. So to be honest, I can't judge.
But at least you can stare at them and they're pretty.
Yeah. Can't relate, but very, very cool
vagina's drying up instantaneously.
$200 on a fucking plastic.
That's right.
Hurtful, CJ.
I'm no longer sexually viable to anyone.
No, not at all.
Look, my week was it was okay. It was good. It was a bit so-so throughout the work week, but it ended strong. So,
Yeah, it's because you're with me.
yeah. See,
Right.
aw, yay. I do have way too many sound effects. I think next week I'm just going to cull a bunch of them.
That's okay. We'll just go with it. Take your time.
Okay, so that is our weeks.
Yeah.
Oh no, you said acro yoga, and open
Oh,
mics, and
yeah.
all this other
I
stuff you
did.
didn't talk about.
Sorry, I'm like pretty bad at.
Use the show notes, madam.
Okay. I did acro yoga this week. Very cool. Very
Yeah.
fun. And then I also did open mic, which is the second week that I've done my poetry out loud in front of an audience.
I'm just going to stop. Okay, so CJ in the chat has just said $200 on plastic. One, fuck you. And two, it's more than $200 because Ratchet wasn't $50. That's the white one. Okay? And that whole cabinet is full of really expensive plastic.
I wouldn't be saying that so much. Don't ever tell anyone where you live. Like, that's just asking to get
What
robbed.
did I say?
This is a full cabinet of very expensive things. You want to add your
Well,
address in there?
True. Anyway, before I interrupted you.
No, that's all
I love you, CJ, but fuck you. Carry on.
Oh, yeah. What was I talking about?
Acro yoga?
Oh, yeah, it was really, really fun. It's great, and I'm doing it every Tuesday at the moment, and then on Wednesday at the same place, there's an open mic night, and this week was the second week that I've done my spoken word poems.
Your open mics are pretty good.
Thank you.
I think if you're ready, we could put them on the pod.
Oh.
When you're ready.
Yeah, I actually realized I'm over my ex after performing the second poem. I was like, shit.
That's right.
Finally.
So
like,
I guess
took
for
a
everyone
while.
listening at home, I don't know if they know the full spiel about your history. So
That could be another episode.
we both
'cause I
got
could
but
probably-
we both got broken up during COVID,
Yeah,
which is great.
it was a great time.
How does that make everything better? Like it just
The
makes
sound?
sad moments
I
so
don't know,
good.
but I wish that we had that like running. Like, what if you just tripped over? And you know when you do that sometimes, like little glaze over, like before you like react.
I think I would have taken the breakup better if Amelia had been like, "I just can't do this anymore, Pete." I would have been okay. I'd be like, "I understand. It's
Yeah,
fine."
me too. Except my one broke over over text after 3 years,
You did say
and then
that.
blocked me. It was great. I could
Close.
see Pete being.
No, I misclicked, and that might have lagged. I was fixing it.
Oh, I see.
All right, so let's transition into
Drink of the week.
Sam recommended beers this week, as he does every week. I love you, Sam. But they didn't have any of your recommended alcohols, so I went with your one last week. What do we got? The Stomping Grounds Brewing Co. Hop Stomper.
IPA.
It's purple and it's got a black top.
Reminds me of The Simpsons. Eepa! Eepa! Sorry.
That's all right.
Apologies in advance. I'll probably be
That's delicious.
burping much
You're gonna
louder
burp
this
so
week.
much. Very hoppy. Is it even a thing, hoppy?
Mm-hmm. A hop stomper. A crowd pomper.
It looks like Twitch branded beer. It does, Nekeko Keki. And welcome. You were here ages ago with another host, and now you're back, bro. I have a new host. It's the Twitch branding. All right.
It is really nice, though. Very aesthetically pleasing. Fucking Melbourne beer. Typical, though.
I'd laugh if it's not even Melbourne beer.
It is. Melbourne
independent.
brewed.
Oh, of course they said.
Read the
Yeah,
fucking
that.
bottle,
The
mate.
original.
Put your hands upon me 'cause I'm almost famous.
Second time's a charm. Alrighty. So what do we got for Almost Famous this week? Let's kick over to the computer view.
I'm like so fucking blind. Like I know that there's someone writing, but I just can't.
Oh yeah, they wanted to know if you spelt your name with 2 E's or L-E-L. They're asking how you spell your name.
L-I-L.
The phonetic way.
Lil.
But,
Like Lil Wayne. Like that. I don't know why that's the
You're
first.
so gangster, Lil. Oh man.
I mean, I could spit some rhymes. They wouldn't be good though.
Please don't fucking start rapping.
Just wait. 3 more drinks in and I'll start rapping.
Hit him with the poetry first, and then you get him. Well, it's kind of rapping's like poetry.
I don't rhyme in my poems, believe it or not. I fucking hate rhyming.
Okay, dude. All right, so we're going into Mr. Anthony Hopkins. Did this cute little video this week. To everyone listening, Anthony Hopkins has the best dad shirt, and he is dancing his ass off.
I'm Colombian. I love it.
What a cool dude, though. Like, did he just... And he just did it because I guess America's still fucked.
They are
from
in COVID times.
So just posting, like, stupid little funny stuff.
Or he's just fucking
Ironically,
old and becoming
doesn't give a
deluded,
fuck.
really. Yeah.
Probably doesn't give a fuck.
I
When you hit
wouldn't.
that
He's a
age
fucking
and you just
millionaire.
really don't
Billionaire,
care.
probably, at this point.
Yeah. I can't remember the last Anthony Hopkins film I watched, though, to be fair.
I remember it being The Rite, like R-I-T-E. That was the one I was talking about earlier. Like the Exorcist fucking... It was like a Roman Catholic film. Oh, it gave me nightmares. It was terrifying.
Oh, he got Best Supporting Actor for that.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean-
Well, he's nominated for it.
Wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. He was really good in it.
Yeah.
He had me shitless.
Look at me trying to do things in Keith. We love Anthony Hopkins, but more important is this week Daft Punk fucking broke up. Yes.
It's already
Yep.
done.
Just to
And yeah, I only found out about this less than
5
10 minutes ago. Yeah.
yeah. So
I'm really sad
look,
about that.
They've been going. I think it was 25 years,
28.
or something like that. 28 years.
Yeah, see?
So I'm 33. They're older than you. Like, so
By, like,
they've been
4 or
a
5
band.
years.
They've been a band longer than you've been alive.
Terrifying.
So you know, it was time to Here you go.
Oh
See, they just
no!
found out
Everyone's
now.
finding out now.
Yeah. He's like I saw a clip of them the other week. Daft
Time.
Punk live
We got
in Paris Club, I think it was. They got fat super quick.
How aging tends to work, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like the sign that you're done, I guess.
Yeah. I guess that's why most people in
When you can't
relationships
fit
get
into your
fat.
leather jumpsuit.
Oh.
It's a common. You did mention that last time too. That
You do. You
relationship
get
weight gain.
bigger in relationship. Well, most people do.
That's right. I get bigger, then panic, and then try and get thinner again. Story of my life. But yeah. So that's Daft Punk are done, family, and you know, this week maybe play a few tunes
It is pretty sad.
to remember the good musics.
They really transitioned, I think, as the years went by as well. You know how, like, a lot of bands, they kind of, like, try to fit, I don't know, the societal music style.
Like whatever
I feel like they maintain
whatever the
themselves,
sound
but
is.
were able to adapt accordingly in quite a well way, which is not what most artists are capable of doing. So I
They
was
did get
impressed.
super poppy towards the end with like the what was that guy's name where they made that happy song or whatever?
With Pharrell Williams?
Yeah, Pharrell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a bit like pop-ish.
It was. And I know,
No, they did some shit
I
with The
like the
Weeknd.
cover they did in Triple J's like a version. With the better, faster, stronger
Yeah.
cover that they did. It was great. I actually
Also
really
a fun
liked
fact
it.
about Daft Punk. I think it was one of the highest concentration of arrests in Melbourne was when they played here.
Wouldn't be surprised at all.
They started like searching everyone else.
Fuck. That's intense.
Yes. But thanks for the good music, guys, and good fucking.
I'm so
burp.
sorry.
I'm gonna set up a burp counter for you. It's taking ages
You
to edit,
really
but I'm
should,
gonna do it.
because I don't drink carbonated beverages, so
We've got
anything
two in
that's
front of
fizzy.
you. So
Well, yeah, that's my
we're in trouble.
point. We are in trouble. Sorry for all those who do not like burps. ASMR burp style. It's here.
do you reckon that's like a
Kink, it
Well, I think
totally
did
is.
we cover this
did,
before?
we did, but I don't think it was on this. Like, I don't. Oh, maybe it was towards the end. I don't remember. We always talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, it's very. Oh, now I'm burping because I think it's okay.
It is okay.
We've gone to shit. No. All right. So we've actually got a new structure this week, guys. We're trying to keep it very succinct and on point, and we're trying to kind of get through everything.
Yeah.
Just because the last episode was what, an hour?
An hour. It was shocking.
So we're aiming for about 45.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good benchmark. We should. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into our dating segment. When I find the button.
I like you. But you guys, how you doing?
And I'll go
Okay,
first.
you go first.
So to today's amazing dating story, I guess, and we'll lead into some social commentary. It's called the Dinner Dodger. So this was one of my last dates before I met the very lovely Amy. Yay!
Yeah, you did so good.
It's a checkpoint.
Because she checks all those boxes. Yo! Sorry.
She does indeed. So it was kind of, I was, at that point, I think I'd reached saturation dealing with, you know, when you kind of start to understand you're only going to get a certain type of human from dating apps. And do you feel
I feel
like
like I'm in my prime age at the moment, so no.
that? No?
I'm
Just make you feel really fucking
I'm
old.
23, so I feel
Yeah.
like I've still got a pool. But when I hit 27, I feel like my choice is going to start being limited.
But do you not feel like the personality type replicant?
Oh yeah, that's
That's
why I
what I was
always
talking
match with
about.
older guys.
Instead of making me feel old,
No.
engage with the conversation
Sorry.
and listen to what I'm
I
saying.
am listening, just not actively, clearly.
Young kids these days.
No, I think because I my age range is from like 28 to 40 in my thing, because men are a lot more
Yeah.
emotionally mature and intelligent.
No,
as they
my
get
age
older.
range was quite large also.
But I think
Amy's in the
that
chat.
people-
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Let me go full screen.
I'm
Keep
a
going, keep
dynamic.
going. Drive. Wide.
Huh? Okay.
Sorry, I panicked because I had to fix the camera.
Oh, okay.
So that was me.
I'm not
being like, "Help
attentive.
me."
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, no, I feel like at a certain point you hit, like, you keep meeting the same people with different facades, right?
Yeah. I can resonate with that. So that's
Does that
fair.
make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Because you kind of go through the motions
Yeah.
with each kind of day, and it's the same shit.
Yeah.
And nothing ever. You actually said this a couple of weeks ago. It was very. You said this. You fuck. No, that a lot of Tinder dates are basically doomed before they start because it's very much just a meet up and say, hey.
Well, I don't even
Yeah.
do that. I pre-organize to have sex beforehand, and then that's the assigned.
Yeah. So
thing.
is that what the young kids do now? Do you guys?
I'm not the norm.
Yeah.
I think it's just, for me, it was a coping mechanism, and also I know what I want in a partner, and I also know when I'm not ready to be in a relationship. So why would I actively source one if I haven't like looked after me and done me? When I know that it's probably I'm craving physical intimacy or someone to listen to me, but I'm not capable of giving that back in a full way. So why would I engage with someone on a site for more than that if it would just be doomed?
So you just tell them.
Yeah, I keep
Like,
it straight.
hey.
I'm like, hey, I just want to have sex. This is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And most of the time, because men are men.
They're fine with it.
Yeah. Girls
Yeah,
are a
that's-
little bit different though, but yeah.
You'd be surprised. I think it changed drastically.
Really?
Yeah, I got a lot less hate this time than the previous time when I broke up with Sarah and was in the Tinder space. I didn't really get I didn't really get much hate at all. There was a couple that were weird, but we've completely digressed.
We have. All right,
The
let's
Dinner
get
Dodger. Back on
Okay.
point, Peter.
The Dinner Dodger.
Haha. All right. So, Dinner Dodger was actually probably one of the more back and forth convos that I'd had, and I thought it was going to be pretty good vibes and stuff. She was younger, actually. I think she's about 25. She might have even been younger. But anyway, so we'd organised to catch up for dinner when everything just started to open up. Super swanky Japanese restaurant in St Kilda.
Love Japanese.
Yeah.
St Kilda should have told you all anyway, but continue.
Yeah, but so it ended up being incredibly average. Like the Japanese we had tonight.
Yeah.
Shit all over.
Damn.
This
That was
place.
pretty good
Yeah.
fucking dinner tonight, we'll say.
Like anyway, so we're sitting there eating or whatever, and it was like the proper night out. So because we hadn't been out for ages,
Yeah.
so you indulge a bit. Like they have all these like wanky cocktails that like have
You got to splash
ghost
a little.
worms in them and stuff, like the
Splash out a
fizzy
bit.
worms.
Ooh,
It was good.
that's cool.
Yeah, it was
Getting
really cool.
espresso martinis because
We did get espresso
Yeah, nice.
martinis. And then fucking hell, she's an animal, gentlemen. You are fucked. Anyway, so the dinner's progressing really well. The conversation's great. And I don't know if you do this on dates or whatever, but it's like obviously being the dude, I'm always going to pick it up. It's fine. Like I'm not.
No, I disagree
Kind of-
so strongly. Like
that's-
I'm
that's
Harvard.
okay.
Harvard always.
Yeah.
But it's really nice that you do
Um,
that. That's
but
very
the-
chivalrous.
I guess the way I look at it, it's not even for a chivalrous thing, even with mates and stuff. Like
Hmm.
if it's my kind of idea, I guess, and it's just a couple of people, it's like you get one round of drinks or whatever, and then they get the other one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just a thing, and anyway, I always would kind of hope that the dance is done when the check,
Like
is,
the pretend. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, let me grab my wallet.
yeah.
Okay.
But so this wasn't even the case with the Dinner Dodger, because I've got a move where you just go to the toilet and you pay for the check.
I do that
right?
too.
Yeah, it's just it removes the awkwardness and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess you kind of not expecting, but it would be nice to have some sort of conversation about like, because the way I do it is I'm like I'll go to the toilet, pay, and then just say we can leave.
Yeah.
Right. And usually a normal human being
We're like, oh,
would
we
be
need
like,
to pay.
we haven't paid. Dinner Dodger, we walked straight out, didn't flinch. She just assumed that I'd paid for it. Yeah. Mind you, she was still lovely and the conversation was still flowing, but I had that in the back of my mind. I'm like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Why didn't that flag for her at all?
Yeah.
Did she just expect a free dinner? Anyway, well, and so the story deepens, right? No, she's homeless. Basically, that was like a one and done date. Like, it was just a cheeky kiss at the end of the night, and that was it.
Oh.
But I pose this question to you, right? In 2021,
yes,
if you feel like you know a date is done, would you do the C word move and get a free dinner and a cheeky kiss and fuck off? Or would you be like, there's nothing going on here. I'm gonna force split the bill. So it's, even or whatever. And mind you, the bill was $230.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, cocktails splashing in.
Cocktails, sushi, miso. It was delicious.
I think even more so with the fact that it was so expensive, I'd have to go halves. But for me personally, and this has been like throughout relationships, friendships, I am always the person to pay. Like, I've never been very well off financially, but I don't know, maybe it's an ego or an arrogance thing about it, but I need to pay my way. I don't like people paying for me. Yeah. So when people do, like when you bought dinner last week, I was like, give me your details. Like, give me you're like, no, pay me back next week. I'll get dinner. And I was like, okay, cool. I can even it out. So for me, if I was on a date where I was like, nah, I'd be like, fuck, the bloke made an effort, especially if you can see that there's, deodorant, that really, no. If they've gone a little bit out of the way, you can see. And the fact is, like, I think all things should be equal. In relationships extended out from that as well, but just 100%. Generally speaking. So no, I wouldn't let someone pay for my meal, but I feel like I don't know how many people that would resonate with as well. I know a lot of girls who are my close girl mates who would be like, yeah, of course I would like to do that, because some of them do have those traditional standards where it's men pay on the first date. Other women are just like, oh, no, like, he pays for that, then I pay for the next one. Yeah. That kind of mentality.
Well,
so
I think the dance is always good.
But then, would you prefer an ingenuine one? Would you prefer a girl going and reaching out for a wallet and going, my God, like, let me just, you paid. Oh, that's so, I think that
if
is
she was
so.
a cunt like that, probably not.
No, but that's me acting like one of those people. But people do that, and I don't believe that. Like, if I genuinely don't want to pay for something, I won't go out. I think that's common sense. 100%. But not everyone's the same.
Actually, now that I think about it, we did drinks beforehand as well because we got there early.
But wouldn't you want to be like,
and I paid for the drinks too.
No, you should have been like, hey, next round on you. Because to be fair, that's a lot of money. And I'm someone who spends a lot of my money even though I don't have the money. Yeah. And I'll be like, ha. But if someone's like, oh, I know that you don't have much. I appreciate and value that you're doing that. Let me grab you for the next time. Fuck, awesome. Yeah. I value when people can appreciate that money doesn't fucking grow on trees. And are willing to put in that equal half.
That's, but I guess in defense of my own story, I think she was one of the few. Like every date up until forever, it's always been the dance or like some girls now start to get super triggered. Can you pay? Yeah. And I don't know. I think maybe it's just a nice thing for me to have someone be like, oh, I'll
Yeah, it's nice, and I think
I'm ready to pay.
Yeah, exactly. I've got you just like you probably were going to have me. Yeah, I get that. 100%.
Yeah. So that's it was a bit of a PG rated story this week, but yeah, I think
mine's going to be like, oh.
No, well yours is pretty good. Take it away, mate.
18 plus. So mine's about nose beers, boy.
I'm sorry.
We did do that
totally
too.
Cut you off.
So this is before I met my ex, so about 3 years ago.
Okay. This is not even a COVID dating.
I'm actually friends with this dude as well, still, because he's like into flexibility training and like yoga, and same. Like I'm developing that, and like we sometimes send videos, and like he's like, "Oh, how you going?" And he's really cool. He's got a great gal, and he is a dealer of the goodies. So I didn't know this prior to us meeting on Tinder. I was just like, yeah, because I don't have a type, but I was like, damn, he's like. He was really muscly. I'm not into muscly dudes, but I was like,
you said that twice.
Yeah, I'm really not.
In 2 weeks, but I'm sensing maybe a subconscious.
He's the only muscly human that I've been with. I really don't like muscles.
But what about the other guy?
But he wasn't like
I edit the
steroid
podcast,
muscles.
so I know all the stories in depth.
Nah, I usually go after lanky boys. That's my usual type.
Right.
But yeah, this guy pretty much like on steroids, basically. Really, really cool dude though. We matched on Tinder, and he's like, yeah, what do you want? I'm like, sex. So
okay, your conversations are completely different to mine.
I'm just really forward with what I want.
Yeah.
No miscommunication that way. So we had a little bit of a chat. You know, I was like, bring condoms, because like that's the one thing I'll be like, I'm like, I don't want to fucking pay for them. And I also always tell people that I'm not on birth control. I am. I just want to be safe. And I also, like, unless I'm with a partner that I really enjoy, pretty much. Yeah. I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want STIs and STDs. Not that either of those things are to be shamed anyway. I just prefer not to have them. Yep. So,
Did you just try and block STD shaming?
Yeah, you don't shame them because people are like, oh, that's so dirty and gross, but it's not. It's like being sick. Like, just
but I think the stigma is there because, like, other people could get sick.
Oh, right? No, just like COVID shit. Like,
exactly.
Come the fuck on. No.
And if you had fucking COVID, like, get the fuck out of my house.
I'd probably welcome it. I'd be like, I'm all about...
End me, please.
No, increase your... boost your immune system.
Oh, God.
Number 4, I think. No, but so... Yeah, talking about this, I'm like, yeah, you bring the goods of protection, that wise. And we're good to go. This was on, like, a Thursday night. I had uni the next day. Did not know that he was, like, a nose beers kind of guy. I was also on MAOIs at the time. So MAOIs are something oxidized inhibitors. You can't take anything with them. You can't even have cheese, Vegemite, processed meats.
Cheese?
It fucks, like...
What does cheese do? Why cheese?
It's just the one type of med that can fuck you up. Don't know why.
In what aspect?
Like really bad, adverse, like you can have brain aneurysms, all that kind of stuff.
Shit,
yeah, it's
so
like
that'll
so
kill you.
MAOIs are like really fucked.
Okay.
And so you got to be really careful.
Mayo. Can't have the mayo.
MAOI. But yes. Why? Sorry, I'm just lettuce. And so he came over. We did the do. It was good. It was nice. It was fun.
This guy wasn't the rabbit.
No, he wasn't the rabbit. It was a good time. He made an effort on me, which I was like, yeah, Poggies, nice try, good job. And then, I mean, I was getting pretty tired, and I tend to get really tired just generally speaking. And I think it was like 10:30 p.m. at night.
Right.
And he just kind of goes, do you want some nose beers? And I was like, excuse me? Like, what? And he's like, yeah, like I've just got like a bag. Turns out he was like a dealer of the goodies.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, sure, because I'm impulsive. And when you're offered free goodies,
on a
Thursday night.
I think, ironically enough, so my first date after breaking up, when I rocked up to the girl's place, I said, I'm bringing some treats. And I was just bringing drinks.
Yeah. And
she said to me as I walked through the door, oh, I thought you were bringing a bag. I'm like, who the fuck brings a bag to a first date? Apparently this guy.
That. Yeah, well, this guy, exactly.
Dude.
But I mean, he had the stuff. I feel like that was just on him because, like, what if he had a work trip?
What do you mean? Right? He's this random bag of goodness.
I mean, I don't know, but it was good shit. It's quality.
Right.
This was also pre-ADHD diagnosis. So I've got ADHD, mind you. And for those who don't know, stimulant-based medications, prescribed or otherwise, they help pretty much regulate your dopamine.
Well, the treatment for that is basically speed, right?
Exactly. So, this is after we'd done the do, and he's like, yeah, do you want some? Like, I hear it's like really good to like increase your sex drive. I was like, oh, I mean, let's give it a go. Why not? And like, oh my God, it was just so funny. So after about 10 minutes or so, he really just wanted sex, the poor guy. And I told him about how there was this audition for The Little Mermaid and how I really wanted to like sing Part of Your World by Ariel. Also, I can really do that song because I did that for my HSC. Thank you. And I was so excited that I just talked to him for about 3 hours. This is like 10:30 onwards. At my housemate, we had like paper thin walls. She like pretty much told me to shut up at one point. Mm-hmm. I was just talking about The Little Mermaid, and then I proceeded to sing to him Part of Your World because I was like, do you think I should audition? And this poor guy is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Did he stay after that?
He stayed.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty good at doing the do. I think that's the only reason that he stayed because
it's a story.
It's
a story. Stay for a lot if this is a story. No, I'm kidding.
But we're still friends, and I've also gotten goodies off him in the latter time. So I mean, like, not all Tinder dates go badly for a while.
I
felt so bad for him, honestly. I feel really bad for a lot of people who have to listen to me. Especially,
no, it's incredibly entertaining. And I guess, fuck, man, when in Rome, fully commit. The Nikeko Keki guy loves it, see?
One day I'll sing for you guys Part of My World, because it's really good.
Because you got really excited, I got really paranoid that the levels were peaking, but you were perfect the entire time. Yeah. Oh, we'll find out in post, but I think you'll be okay. No echo. It was just going yellow a lot. But I think you're
Do you get that?
you're okay. You got very excited, which was
I do get really excited. That's a problem.
okay. So that was
5?
interesting.
6.
How many is that? Mother of Christ.
All right. Anyway, so we should get on to the
guys.
no news is good news conversation, because we've got a few things to talk about, I
We had
believe.
a lot of good news this week, actually.
But...
No news is good news.
And that's fake news.
Go back to the PC for everyone
Back
watching
to the
pod.
street where we...
All right, so the first thing I wanted to touch on was a little article I caught a couple of weeks back. So it's listed as dating apps as a minefield for non-binary people. Basically, kind of the adverse, I suppose, problems that trans people have on dating apps. I guess the question I've got for you, madam, is: do you think that it's discriminatory to be able to filter out trans people on a dating app
So
as non-trans
I have
people?
2 things to say. Firstly, trans and non-binary are 2 very different things.
Yeah, what are the differences?
So trans is when an individual identifies as a gender different to their own. So if they were biologically born with male parts and they identify as a female, they're a female.
Yeah.
So that's sort of trans. Non-binary is sort of not identifying within the spectrum of masculinity and femininity. It's almost like this androgynous, non-existent self.
But I guess see the stuff that we have on screen
they can
right
be
now
together
that
at the
they're
same
using,
time too. Yeah.
is like a dude with a mo, lipstick.
So
and
non-binary
a bun.
falls into the spectrum of I can be masculine, I can be feminine. I don't fall into either of those categories specifically.
Okay.
It's not identifying as, I choose to extend
So-
myself out into that whole spectrum of masculinity versus femininity, and I don't fall into a specific category.
So do you think that you should be allowed to filter against that? Like, because if people flag at it, do you think that is something that should be removed? Sorry, not be removed. It should be an option for you to choose.
Context-dependent, because obviously this article is more geared towards those people, right? Who identify in such a way and they're finding it really hard to connect with people because people aren't matching, or they will, and then they find out that they identify as trans or non-binary and they're like, I don't want a piece of that.
Yep.
So I personally don't think there needs to be a filter, because I'm pan, so I identify as...
So how do you trigger that? That's an option for you though, isn't it? On the apps?
Pansexual is not an option. It's a males, females, everyone option, which I think is still quite limiting.
There's an option.
That's on Tinder. But on Hinge, it actually allows for that flexibility. So
what does Hinge do that's different for that?
Hinge includes non-binary
So that's got the...
and bisexual and that kind of stuff.
So you flag as that.
Yeah. And you can choose to display that as well on your profile or not.
So it's there already?
Hinge has it.
Oh, I did not know this.
Tinder does not.
Yeah.
Hinge and Bumble have introduced gender options over the past 2 years. So I haven't tried Bumble. I've heard Bumble's really good because like the female identifying individual will be the one who has to initiate conversation. But I mean, I initiate always, generally speaking, so I don't really feel the need to. And I don't know, I don't think there's enough people.
That would just be
Bumble.
your speed of app, because it's that, yeah.
It
The
is.
girls open it up. I guess, look, I would always allow people to choose their dating life.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's different to other shit, because it's hopefully, well, you know what? It's such a personal thing. It's an interesting one, because as I say that, then I'm like...
Would you filter out?
I don't know. I never have. So, but I have had the question marks match with me.
Yeah.
And then been like, there was a couple that I couldn't tell, but you get like a weird kind of vibe about it. But I don't, like, that's not my bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess if I had to choose purely based on my nerd math,
Yes.
is that means that's more time I'm going up against people I'm never going to match within an algorithm that will affect how the algorithm looks at me.
Yeah.
That I would rather not have that option affect my rating within the algorithm.
I understand that. I think that's
So
fair.
that the nerd in me is like, you just need to have less things that are not going to match with me because it makes it worse.
Yeah. But then,
Me.
you know, and I think that's where Hinge is also quite successful. It has things like, what's your political value? What's your religious belief?
But see, I think
those things are
fuck,
really
but
valid. Same with kids smoking. It's
does
totally
that
valid.
stop you matching with people that are like,
Some people have absolute, you know,
liberals and shit?
non-conditionals, like where it's like smoking. If you smoke, ugh.
yeah.
So yeah.
See, so that's
And some
I guess.
people might not want to be with those individuals. I think a lot of people who aren't as, I suppose, liberal with their thinking, would probably like the option. And I mean, sure, if that's something that's necessary for you, go for that. Especially if it's gonna, you know, involve you end up committing a fucking hate crime because you're upset that you've matched with someone that's identifying as something that you don't believe they deserve to be matching. I'd rather reduce the chance of that ever happening.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I also think that as humans, it's quite easy to just fucking swipe left if you're not interested.
It is.
It's not that difficult. If someone's up there and you're like, I'm not attracted to them, it's as simple as literally
But
swiping.
you know what the male perspective is that they'll never say? What if I match with one that I think is a chick? And it's not.
Like, well, if you're attracted, then that's sounds like a you problem, mate. But also, did you know that most people who are highly, and I mean like highly homophobic, they're actually gay? There's been a lot of research behind it that no, it's true because they have such internalized homophobia because of the, you know, reaction that it brings out within them. There's a lot of shame and humiliation around it. But, you know, coming into, and I think that comes from conservative families. It comes from these upbringings and these societal values that they're surrounded by as well.
Systemic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Systemic
Totally
influence. It's really weird. I think definitely leave it up to the individual to choose who they match with. The beer's a bit of a struggle, isn't it, Sam? I don't think you're doing as well, mate. Mine's still up.
Mine's just, I'm towards the end. It's just,
Are you done?
Almost.
I'll scull my half if you like.
all right. Oh, that was putrid. Ugh. Towards the end, it was actually not that bad to start.
I
But
had
I
so much
have a
left.
tendency to swig.
For everyone that was listening,
Good.
what just happened was really bad for radio. I just decided to drink all of the drink with no one talking. We
five.
should have
That was so
alternated.
good.
High five.
Very nice.
Yeah, Jamesh. All right, cool. So yeah, I wanted us to not agree on this, but I think everyone should have a choice with it. And if you match with whatever you match with, whatever. Figure it
Yeah,
out.
honestly. And I think it should just come down to if you're attracted to a person, I can go with it. Like, we play this like superficial, I don't believe in looks thing, but we do because otherwise you
100%.
wouldn't be interested to begin with, and evolutionary speaking.
But don't
it
you
just
think
wouldn't be
like
plausible?
sexual attraction is such a big thing for relationships?
I mean, that was all my last relationship was, and
But
it
do you know
was
what I
a
mean?
foundation for 3 years. So yeah, absolutely.
So I think
that sexual attraction is highly important, except for people who are asexual.
see, you know so many things about the things, and I don't know. Explain.
Asexual, so it's individuals who don't really have that sexual desire, who are not interested in sex, who are just.
Do you think
You can
as
find people attractive.
a psych person, do you think that there's things in their life that have caused that to become a thing?
In some places,
Or do you
like
think-
places and positions, yeah, absolutely. Like trauma can definitely influence that. Upbringing, conservative family morals, values, but on the other side of it, sometimes people have higher sexual inhibitory systems. So, you know, inhibitory systems include things like being fatigued, how much work you've got on your plate, whether you've got kids, like all that kind of stuff, and that's why lower sex
Do you
drives are a
think being
thing, right?
overworked just makes you asexual?
I mean, let's be real. Think about individuals in that stereotype that are overworked, career-oriented humans who are
Overworked and
workaholics.
underfucked.
Workaholics. And they seem so fucking tired ass because it's like a stick up their butt. And it's most of the time because they haven't had sex, because they're prioritizing their career. Please never let me get that way. I'm actually terrified because I'm very career-oriented. But I think that, the sexual inhibitory system can overpower. And in the instance of people who identify as asexual and don't, because like some people who are asexual and still have sex with partners, some people are asexual who just don't want to be touched.
How does that work? Explain how being asexual and
Because
still.
you can love your partner and be willing to negotiate. I understand and respect that you want to have sex, so I'll do it, but I'm not getting pleasure from this.
I could not think of anything sadder.
Well, some people do that, and
That's
but that's also
fucked.
love, right? Like you
Is it though?
Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that's like that? Sure, but then you can also negotiate things like polyamory, open relationships, allowing your partner to have that freedom if you're not having it because you like the emotional intimacy that you have. Like, there are so many things within relationships. It does come back to values, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. And if you value sex in a relationship, then that's going to be the priority. But if you don't, I think more importantly in relationships, trust.
Do you know anyone that we could get on the podcast that doesn't value sex in a relationship? I think that would be a fucking interesting take.
I've got a lot of sex addict friends. Well, not sex addict friends. That's an exaggeration. But a lot of the people that I know, sex is a fundamental.
Drink change.
Ooh, seltzer.
Sophie Spritz. Yay.
Oh, that was a crisp little.
Yeah. You know they're called Irish crickets?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a blood orange and bitters. Oh, you picked this, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it tastes like ass.
Like fucking wine.
It is because it's
really
blended
bad.
with wine. You stooge.
It does taste like ass. Who put this up their butthole? And not a good one either.
All right, mate. You've definitely.
You know what? I'm gonna cancel out.
Yeah. What is that? It's 1.6 standard drinks. Holy fucking.
I just had a 1.7. I need to drive home later.
It's only 250 mils, man.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was doing. Quality.
What the fuck?
Of numbers in drink.
The spritz is, you know what? We were in such a rush to record today.
And here we are.
Then when we ducked off to Dan Murphy's, they put it in the spritz area because I guess it's a spritz. So a spritz can be the vodka-y ones, and now apparently fucking wine ones. I'm just trying to make sure that your new position is hitting the mic just right, because the front of it is probably adjust.
On my titty. Right. How do I?
Is it other way?
Up? I'm not
you
good
got
with
it?
mic adjust.
That's all right. You can just leave it. It was fine.
Leave it on my.
Is it actually resting on you like ducking? No, you're fine.
Okay.
Let it do its thing.
Okay. Yes.
Is that comfortable for you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. He has the shock mount in her chest. I need to fix this microphone setup at some point. All right. So I think it's up to the individual.
Yep.
And if you know any asexual people,
I don't.
I need to get them on the podcast. In relationships. Asexual people in relationships. See, because asexual single people, I think there's much more to be spoken about.
I could
but since we're
identify as
trying to
asexual.
keep to a timetable, thank you, Daniel.
Asexual person not having sex right now. I don't.
Okay, dude.
Vaccine day.
Yeah. So the article that we found off a website called Screenshot, it's highly reputable news source that I've never heard of before. Getting a COVID vaccine is now a dating app flex, guaranteed to make you more desirable. Now, you imagine if this was a meme website and we brought it. This could be a meme website, dude.
No, but it says like.
Here's why that vegan teacher was banned from TikTok.
See,
look at this. We may have stumbled down some sort of rabbit hole.
It could be like the Batuta advocate.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get
just
more
pretend
abstract
that this
with
is real.
Do you think actually going forward,
Yeah.
right, moving into a space where you're going to have that social divide of people that are mentally retarded and don't get vaccinated, and those that will get vaccinated?
It's the R word, remember?
Damn it! But I feel like it's applicable to people that get scared of that shit because they don't understand how vaccines work. But and are made. Google it, please, if you're worried about it at home. I had conversations recently, actually, that forced me to deep dive into it. And the mRNA vaccines and stuff have been around for decades, and research has been prevalent amongst them. So this whole, I guess, spiel that these vaccines are untested and whatnot, read into it, is all I'm saying. It's not. Anyway, we'll get back to the crux of the story. Do you think that it should be mandatory to display if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated in dating apps?
What I feel like the equivalent of posting that is?
Yeah.
Guys that post photos of them with the fish on their Tinder profiles.
What is that? I've heard about this, but don't fully understand. No.
It rules you out as a match. That's what it does.
But what? In which way?
I don't know. It's just very unappealing. Like, I was COVID vaccinated. Like, yeah, okay, we're all gonna have to
meant
fucking
more
get
logically
the vaccination.
the fact that it's safe. Like, okay,
I roll, but it's important to be safe, right? And I mean, we all hopefully practice safe sex, but I don't. Part of me with COVID, like last year, and I think you said the same as well. With both of us going through breakups, I was using the intimate partner rule to be intimately partnered, and I didn't. This was right into like peak COVID stuff too.
But if there's an option to know if someone is gonna infect you or not,
if it's STIs and STDs, yes, because it affects my pH balance. It affects the way that I could possibly have children.
What about your lung capacity and possible renal failure?
So, nah. If it honestly,
renal failure is nothing for you.
Hedging my bets, I'll be fine on that one. We'll see.
I think that's good. I'm glad we finally differ on something. But I think if you can impact another person in a negative way,
you should tell
by
them
your own personal choices that could impact their health significantly. I don't mind companies getting ahead of that and being like, well, we're going to turn a toggle on. And if you don't, like, you can use our app if you do or you don't. But if you do, people will know. And if you don't, people will also know.
Well, then counter question and also additional.
Yes.
I can't remember the additional one first, so I'll go with the other one. Counter question. Well, then shouldn't people be able to be posting their STI and STD results first on
so
that,
if that
and
was,
making it clear? But then
if
also,
there was an epidemic,
is it about
whether
these people? But would you prefer to have these people showing that they've tested negative or positive to COVID, or would you rather them have the vaccination? Because if we're really testing
mine would be specifically towards if they're vaccinated or not.
Are you anti-vax? Like
No.
with people who have who are. They're not anti-vax, but people who haven't vaccinated. Like, because
So
I am pro-vaccination.
It would definitely become there's actually a famous quote from
They're so bad.
one of my it's so disgusting.
So gross.
One of my favorite movies of all time, Superbad, where he says, "I would definitely let that chick give me AIDS." I think it's a scaling system.
Yeah, what's your hot to COVID scale? Like
Exactly. See, this is where I'm getting with it. No, look, I think it's always with stuff like that. And say it was the 70s and it was the AIDS epidemic, right? And we had dating apps.
But we didn't have PrEP back then either. So, like, let's be real.
Yeah. Okay, so say we're in that sweet spot where there's the test and you can identify and whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's information that should be available.
But also we know that AIDS is something that could affect absolutely everyone, whereas COVID is more likely to affect the immunocompromised an individual. So maybe, what if it was a selected option where you say, are you immunocompromised? Or are you dying or have like a body condition where you're likely to fucking die? And then the COVID thing comes up as an option.
I think if you want to play in the pool with all the kids,
you're going to get sick.
That you definitely, with something like that.
Working with.
Yeah. But I think it's worth letting people know. I think it's irresponsible and a bit selfish to be like, I don't want that displayed to people. It's like, well, why?
I don't think it's a matter of not having it displayed. If it was there, I wouldn't really care. I just don't think it's necessary. I think that's where my thought is. I don't think it's necessary to have it. If they decided to have it,
I think A, we don't know enough for it to be anyone's choice, and B,
opinion.
I think no. It's. I think there's obviously some reason why the entire world has shut down for the last year, right? Whatever reason that is. I think putting a toggle inside dating apps
to get a train system going that goes all the way from Melbourne through to Queensland really fast, like the Japanese trains.
Yeah,
that's
are you thinking that's the pedophile network?
No.
So someone, I think I was with someone, and they were like, that's how they transport the.
No, this was just like a fast thing. Remember when the
I
fires were going?
I remember being 21 and then finding about like the Kennedy assassination and stuff, and like my dick getting like super hard, and being like, he definitely didn't get shot by that Harvey Oswald guy, and it was like someone. You know what? You're a fucking adult.
That was the guy from Umbrella Academy.
Understand that this is the thing. People get sick. Yeah. We don't fully understand the varying degrees to what people get sick yet.
They do be dying.
People that are much smarter than us say we can provide things that stop you from getting certain types of this disease.
Yeah, of course.
And I think on dating apps, if it's being pushed out widespread, and I can't go overseas if I don't have it, I think if I'm going to put my penis inside you, I should know if you have it or not.
Well, once again, I agree with that, but then STDs and STI checks would be great. Because
you know what? That could be a good innovation. Like, think about it. Imagine if you had like a premium status, right? If you're active on the website and you're getting tested regularly, and you come back with that clean sheet, you get that green tick, baby.
Sex workers, they're fucking notorious for it, and it's fantastic. Yeah. They literally get tested so frequently.
I think we just revolutionized the dating app industry.
We did. Guys, get on it. Tinder, Hinge, you can pay us $1 million now. Thank you.
Basically, that's if tech companies were socially conscious, and they just tend to have an agenda and just push that. So,
why do you think so many people died or unalive themselves? after
Curry. Yeah. I mean, look,
Maybe thing.
that's it. Another kettle of fish. But yeah.
Sorry, just visualizing it. That's like.
Yeah. So I guess but you wouldn't want.
I wouldn't care. I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's important.
I think
because you know what, it also tells you if the person's a fucking asshole or not too.
Disagree strongly.
Okay.
There are different ways
Why?
of gauging if someone's an asshole.
Yeah, but that's a pretty strong indicator.
Is it though?
Yeah.
But you
They believe
weren't
Bill Gates wants to
vaccinated,
take over the world.
obviously, because there weren't vaccinations. But you were still fucking people breaking the rules, bending them.
Yep.
So does that make you an asshole?
But that's a mutual toggle. So we both understand the situation. We both understand
So it's equal
the consequences.
consent on knowing of that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I said
That's
that.
right.
I can back behind that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I get that.
So I think knowing is always better. More information as a tech nerd is always better.
I agree with
in any
that.
situation.
No, I'm with you on that. Yep.
Damn it. Can we disagree on one thing?
Well, we did disagree. I mean,
But
I
we
don't
didn't. Then
care
we reached
about
a
it being
mutual
on the app.
agreement.
No, I agree with.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. I
Yeah.
need
It'd
to
be
stop
nice.
because I'm quite tipsy. I don't know how.
That's it.
I
It's
ate
because
so much.
you brought your 9.9 standard drink wine cuck into the
Drinks. Yikes.
soiree. Soiree.
Soiree.
All right. So that's we pounded this shit out, mate.
Did.
We
did
done.
good for time too, because about
We're done.
15
Yeah.
minutes of that
Of
equivalent
fuckery.
was us like using the wrong intro for one.
I'm sorry.
Forgiven.
I
It's okay.
I haven't updated. It's been
My
a
name's
long
Lil,
week.
not
but a good
Trish.
week. Slightly. With your oh my god. Dude.
Oh,
On that
I'm
note,
genuinely
everyone,
so sorry.
I'm gonna fucking pencil in it. And look, everyone listening, obviously you can find us on all the socials. It's irrelevant.platitudes.
Yes, it is.
And our email is irrelevant.platitudes@gmail.com if you want to send through any stories, feedback, critiques.
Questions
Pete's
too.
Batman shirt was awesome this week. Things like that.
Yes.
It would be greatly appreciated. Let us know if you like the longer format, the shorter format. We're obviously trying to feel our way through.
Try to be a bit more succinct, and if the audio is better this week, please let us know as well. Oh, fun podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We'll find out in 5 minutes, I reckon.
We've already
I'm
got
super
good
excited
feedback
to see what it
in
sounds
live mode. 2 viewers who left the chat. Fuck you, whoever did.
like. Maybe it was Amy. Let's have a look. We can stalk. No, Amy's still there. There's actually a few. The way Twitch works is you don't get
Wait,
all
I
your-
didn't even. I can't even see. I
That's
don't know
okay.
why.
Yeah, it's too far.
My eyesight. I need more I need more glasses. I need.
Thanks for listening, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting. The car's cold. The Pioreal.
Get the fuck out of here! What fucking warming up? Get out of here!
All right.
You heard the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes.